Oh, podcast. Yeah.
Welcome to Changing the Narrative with Red and
Stace.
Stace is out of camera. We had some groceries come in like the second we were supposed to go live, so my bad. You don't want to put that salmon away?
Oh yeah.
Um, but we're here to share our lives and our journey moving to South Africa. All of our fans and followers, I'm sure you guys know our story. Today, we're doing a little bit of a different show. We're going to have some family on. And Stace, you want to introduce our special guest?
Hey, what's up, everybody? So today we got two of my brothers on. My phone that's because I need to send.
You can't remember their names?
Yeah, they know their names.
More like photography.
The top right one. Y'all introduce yourself. Top right first.
So rude.
That's me.
Katie, yeah.
Katie, Kirsten, depending, you might call me Nick, might call me Mr. More Life. Who knows? But I'm the youngest of the brothers. Live in Charlotte, 32, photographer, sales. Hi.
Nice.
Hey, you want to shout out your Insta or your
Oh, okay. More Life Photography LLC on Instagram and Facebook, spelled grammatically correct. Literally, More Life Photography. Booking and buy, baby. Holla at me.
All right.
all right.
Big fella.
All right. Sydney. I'm the third child. Based out of Jefferson, Georgia. But I do lawn care on the side. And 38. That's it, pretty much.
That's
And he
it.
put a ring on that thing.
Yeah, and I got engaged on Monday, August 8th.
Congratulations.
Appreciate.
Okay, you ready to jump into this?
Yeah.
You first.
Why are you gonna say you first? I don't.
You first, because we already talked about this. Remember?
All right. So, what do y'all think about us moving to South Africa?
Did first.
I think when the topic first came about, it was kind of like, why South Africa? But because you think about it, there's all different kind of places on the earth, but you choose South Africa. But I mean, like I said, the like y'all said, pretty much y'all raise your kids, so now it's time for y'all to enjoy yourselves.
That's what's up. KD.
What's up, Wayne?
What up, cuz? Yeah, same thing. Like, y'all was like, yo, we moving to Texas. I'm like, who's in? Can I curse? Before I try to I curse?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Just a little sprinkle.
Got you. But when I first moved to like Texas, it was like, all right, Texas? Why Texas? We don't have nobody there. So it's like, to me, it's like Texas on a grand scale, South Africa. But again, obviously Africa, our roots and so forth. So I think it'll be a dope journey. And the fact that you guys are taking that leap at this part of your life, I think that's dope. And like you said, you raised your kids and now you want to live your life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's taken a long time for people to come around to that point of view. I think a lot of people, especially me, I think because I'm a female, a lot of my family was popping out the woodworks like, it's dangerous, sending me articles and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, I can send you just as many articles about stuff going on in Texas and wherever you live at.
I mean, it's dangerous everywhere. It has good parts and bad parts everywhere. So
Exactly.
South Africa ain't no different from Texas or Charlotte or Georgia. Same thing.
Yeah,
This is true.
exactly.
People get active everywhere.
Yeah.
I think I got a good question.
Go for it.
Out of the four brothers, who was the baddest?
That's easy. I mean, you see what my name says, right? About business. You see big fella. I mean,
I don't know what that means. Who was the baddest out of the four of us?
my opinion, I'm gonna say big fella.
Who's the problem child?
So you agree it was you?
That was the problem child.
Is the baddest and the problem child the same thing?
Probably.
Well, let's say I was the all of the above. How about that?
Yeah, he was the one that maybe required the most attention. Let's go with that. That
Okay.
that our
Okay. I think that's a good answer. I think we started off pretty good there. What do you think?
Yo.
Let me get read this right
No,
information.
pull up.
All right, go ahead. What's on?
All right. So growing up,
Mm.
what look, Stacy's got the tea. I don't have the tea. So growing up, what was your perception of Africa? Like as a kid, as a teenager, and like when did those ideas start to change? Or did they?
I think for me it was pretty much basically what was marketed to us. Everyone over there is just butt naked. It's poor. Feed a kid $1 a day. Like just like everything was just terrible over there, which was, in my opinion, marketing for us not wanting to go back. I think that's why that occurred. But essentially that like everyone was just rhinos and lions just running around. Like there was no city life. Everything was completely rural.
Mm-hmm.
Regarding changing, I guess when maybe the internet and everything kind of became more global, where we actually have Instagram, you can actually have views. You might know someone in Africa, or you might meet someone from Africa. And after that, my views kind of started changing. Obviously, I still want to go see it for myself, but that's probably when it started scoping a little differently.
Okay. All right. What you think, big fella?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing like Katie. I mean, coming up, I mean, Africa, we felt like it was number of animals, like you said, naked people running around with spears and stuff like that. I mean, but as you got older, I mean, I never even thought about even visiting Africa at all. I mean, so now I'm open to it.
That's what's
Really
up.
open is visiting everywhere.
Really?
Think of the movie,
Yeah.
Ace Ventura. Like
Huh?
literally the movie Ace Ventura when he was over there in Africa.
Yeah.
I exactly thought Africa was. That's it.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
But like,
Pause.
have your views evolved at this point, and like what changed it? What changed your outlook?
More information for me. Just being able to see different things, or actually the city life over there. South Africa's a lot more city. I hear like countries like Nigeria is like Americanized, and also just me traveling. Like there's certain areas that's just like America. Like I just came back.
Mhm.
It's like a clean version of New York. Like it's same type thing. It's not that much different as we might think it is regarding. And I guess traveling kind of opened my eyes up to that.
Yeah, definitely. I think I think being that y'all y'all been going over there and posting pictures and stuff, it's kind of like you see Africa is nothing like different from around here. It's same thing, same kind of buildings, same stores, probably different kind of foods, different seasoning. That's about it. It's a different culture, but it's pretty much the same thing like around the whole world.
Said different seasonings.
Yeah, like you said the other day, different seasonings.
I like that. I like that. So being that you said different seasonings, who was the best cook out of us four?
I'll definitely say you on that.
Yeah. You the best cook.
That's the fuck I'm talking about.
You do that.
You knew that already though.
That's
Like,
what I'm talking
all
about.
You didn't try to put somebody in the spot so you can answer the question, but you knew
Hey,
that
yo,
already.
listen here. KD be calling me, texting me, asking me how to do this and how to do that. Well, not recently, but and then I said, yo, I challenge you on this. And he said, yo, I think mine's better. So with that being said, I gotta pull him up on that.
I called about cooking advice, but yeah, it's a thing. You know who to call.
So it's me. That's what I like. Who cooked better between me and your mama?
You got it. Ain't no sugarcoat it.
I'll say maybe it's not as good as it used to be, but definitely prime. We going prime. And breakfast, I'm still going mommy.
All right. I can roll with that.
Now I remember well, I can't remember how long ago it was. The time we came to Houston, you made some kind of something in the muffin pan type of stuff, whatever. Remember that, Katie?
Oh yeah, them cheddar,
the biscuits.
The cheddar.
Oh
Oh,
man,
yeah.
yeah.
And guess what? I still haven't been to what's the place I sell at?
Red Lobster.
I still haven't been to Red Lobster yet.
Red Lobster fell off, man.
Nah,
Well, in
Red
my
Lobster,
area,
Red Lobster's been the same. We just experienced more food that's better. Like Red
yes, yeah.
Yo,
for me,
you remember Olive Garden used to be the shit at one time? It
Olive
ain't.
Garden suck.
It sucks though. But growing up, it was like, yo, let's go to Olive Garden.
Yeah, no,
cheesecake
red.
couldn't tell me wasn't like 5-star dining at one point in time. Like now I'm just experienced more and it's like, it's cool.
Yeah, back in the days, red
That's
lobster was a spot, but it
I'm
sucked
gonna tell
now.
you,
The food got no seasoning.
when y'all visit SA, y'all whole food game is gonna step all the way up, man.
I had some African food recently, with fufu.
Uh-huh.
And a couple of different dishes at this little genuine African spot. Like I really went there and
like West African.
That's probably
food.
West African. Yeah.
That's West African food. Like fufu is not really a South African thing.
they made me hands though. I know that much.
I believe the fufu is like similar to the pap, isn't it?
No, it's not.
It's not?
No.
Okay, well, I don't know.
It's not the same thing at all. It's not even made out of the same thing.
No, I thought so. Okay, my bad, my bad, my bad.
But yeah, it's very different food in South Africa versus West Africa. But at the same time, it's not even just like the native food. It's like just the quality of the food, the quality of the fruit, the quality of the meats and the vegetables and all that kind of stuff, you know?
Uh-oh.
Oh, we got a pop-up.
What's going on, cuz?
Wayne,
Hey, you gotta unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself, cuz.
Hey, what's up, cuz? How you doing?
All right. Tell us about yourself. Tell us a little before you say what you got to say. Tell us a little bit about yourself and some of the journeys you had on the continent.
Well, hey, I'm Stacy's cousin. His father is my first cousin, and we grew up together in South Carolina. I live and work in DC, and I spent a lot of time in the air going to what I discovered late in life would be my favorite place in destiny, Africa, particularly South Africa.
Wayne, you're not that good with your voice, with the vocals, Wayne.
No, the connection is not great.
I really going there. I do,
Wayne, your connection is not good, bro.
Yeah, it's not good.
Hit him in the chat.
Yeah, we're gonna take you out. You got some feedback.
And come back later, Wayne.
Yeah.
Get your chat together.
Yeah, get some Wi-Fi or something.
Yeah, he got to put some money on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wayne is really like one of the people that really got us linked in South Africa because his fiance lives there. She's a local. She's lived there for like most of her life, and hooked us up with a WhatsApp group of people that Americans that live in South Africa, Black Americans that live in South Africa, and we just kind of had like a built-in like group of friends when we came there. So it was just like, I don't know, it was weird. Like we weren't by ourselves. Like we were going to brunch with the homies and everything. Like,
and there was actually some locals that was a part of it too.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty dope. Like, you're going over there, you already know people versus y'all going over there and y'all don't know nobody. So
that's how we became Texas. We ain't know nobody.
Yeah.
Came here and did what we supposed to do. We're gonna do the same thing. We moved to SA. It's just that we got a family over there. We got a lot of family.
Like SA, I thought you thought I was talking like some Spanish lingo.
I thought it was about San Antonio or something.
Oh my God, y'all two are horrible. When you graduate from college, man, SA, South Africa.
That was 10 years ago. Long time. Yeah. Hey, okay. I haven't wrote an essay. I was gone, but I'm here though. We good.
South Africa. Go ahead. You next.
So I know y'all both said you wanted to come visit us in South Africa. Is there any other countries that are on your bucket list?
Everywhere.
African countries specifically.
Oh, Africa. Be honest, I used to work for this company and my supervisor was Nigerian and he asked me if I wanted to go with him, but somebody's like, nah, I don't think it's a good idea because you'll never know what he's into over there. I've been to go over there on some, and then something happened to me over there, so I didn't go. So yeah, I definitely want to visit all parts of Africa though.
That's what's up.
I think
Now you got a direct connect.
Yeah.
Have y'all done your DNA ancestry stuff?
No,
State did his, so I did mine. That's how we're gonna go.
You did?
State did his, so good thing.
I did mine. So, okay, can you send me half the money back then, please?
So that's not how it works.
So, Katie, I know you did a lot of traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Name some of the places you've been to.
Honduras, Belize, Canada, Toronto, Cozumel, Cabo, LA,
Jamaica.
Jamaica. I literally forgot. Yeah, Puerto Rico.
Man, you got stamps.
Yeah. I try to travel, man. For sure.
You got stamps.
Do they still stamp it on them? Do they still stamp?
Yo, I went to Canada. They printed me out of paper. Crazy. They printed me out of paper, and then it was like, yo, here you go. I was like, y'all don't stamp it. I was like, no. So on the way back, I was told the guy, I was like, yo, they didn't stamp me. He was like, oh, you want to stamp? I can do it, but we don't do it. And I was like, no, I want to stamp. So I'm looking at my passport. I came back. Let me see my stamp from Canada. This nigga stamped United States on my passport. Such a dick. Literally, that was funny. So I got a U.S. stamp. But yeah, it's not ask for it now.
We don't have a lot of questions in the chats, but I just want to, at least tell everybody that's saying good evening or whatever, good evening, Tim. And I don't want to like botch you guys' names up. Good evening, Isaac. So I'm gonna say the names I know how to pronounce, and Red, you better than that. Good evening, Lucky. How you doing? Go ahead, Red.
Looks like Trafina.
You said that.
Right here.
Okay.
Good evening to you. Motor. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. Good evening.
Good evening, Lucky.
And Lino, good day. Thank you for joining in. Siobanga, thank you.
Nice. Wayne, get back on if you can, if your service is better. So go ahead, Red. You got anything else?
No, go ahead. It's a couple more questions on there.
All right. I don't know how this happened, but I need y'all to explain this to me. Y'all guys' entrepreneurship. What led y'all into saying, yo, I don't want to work for nobody. This is what I want to do. Because growing up, older folks said, work on them white people job for 20, 30 years, retire, get your money and kick back and live a good life. So what made you guys go to different route?
I'll let Bro go first.
I think it's a mixture of you and Marin. Like I tell people all the time. Like Marin said something to me about. I think Malik wanted Marin to go to some kind of function or whatnot, and I think Marin was like he got to ask his boss or something like that. And I think he told him no or something like that. So he had to go back and tell Malik, yo, I can't go. So I feel like at the end of the day, when you got a kid playing sports or any kind of activity, like they want their parents there. So I feel like you should put yourself in a position so you ain't got to ask somebody to be off. You can be off if you want to. So there it is, been my mindset. So like I said, I moved to Georgia. I'm working at this company now, but next year I plan on leaving my company and being my own boss, make my own schedule. Because like I said, we got 2 kids and I want to be part of every activity. I don't want to miss nothing. I don't have to ask somebody for permission to be off. They tell me no. Now I can't come home and tell my son that I can't go. But next year it's be totally different.
That's what's up. I totally agree with that 100%, man. I ain't had to ask somebody to be off in 10 years.
Yeah, it's like you told me the other day. He's like, yo, if you want to just be off a whole week, I ain't got to ask somebody. I be off for a whole week.
Yeah, no doubt. Katie?
Similar story. Like again, we come from a background hustler. So again, the getting money aspect for us, or even in general, Black people, we got to get money. But the business aspect, I don't think we want to do the business aspect that necessarily comes with it. So similar story like Sydney was saying. Like I remember I called Pops on his maybe 61st birthday or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, Pops, your happy birthday, yo. He was like, yo, appreciate it. He's like, can you do me a favor? I was like, what's up? Make sure you're not at work on your 61st birthday.
That's what's up.
And I'll never forget that. So
Yeah.
at that point, I was like, I'm going to retire early. Like my number is 40. Like, and my idea of retirement is based off I'm not working for no one. Like you said, if I want to take a week off, cool. If I want to get up, I can stay in the bed. I can literally make my life, and I have the freedom. I'll still work, but I'll do what I want to do, photography or stocks, whatever I want to do. But for me, that was always important. When Pop said that, I was like, yeah, I understand my parents did this, but that was good, great, but I want more. So in order for me to get more, I have to do more. And while I don't have time to kind of plant those seeds, and that's where you get more life from. Again, see out the more, see how it comes. Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Hey, so KD,
Mm-hmm.
you be on the fitness sport.
Say it
He
again.
wants to know if you want to contribute to read the comment.
Zuki, are your brothers married? We got sisters, and our football players are short. We want to add some tall guys in our future. First of all, let me add some clarity to that question.
Go ahead.
Zuki, the one on the top right, he's probably your height. Okay,
First and
KD
foremost,
is probably your height.
5'11".
Okay, he's 5'11". Okay, now big fella and me and my other brother, we're the ones that's like 6'6" and 6'7".
6'5", 6'6". You're not the 6'7".
I'm 6'7".
It goes in order weirdly enough. 5'11", 6'5". Goes in order.
Yeah.
I don't know. But goes in order.
So I guess 5'11" is still pretty tall for
Yeah.
And you got to understand this. In my genetics for tall, so
right.
Oh,
you know what?
Right.
Since we're there on height, I have another question.
Go for it.
All four of us play basketball. Who's the best basketball player?
I think we all had our prime.
I would say, and again, I never seen Stacey play basketball. Like as far as again, it's a 17-year gap. So as far as seeing the peak or the greatness, only thing I remember is literally going to a Denmark game. I remember had some fresh Timbs on, came in the gym, and Stacey did a dunk, and he threw it off the wall, and it bounced.
Yeah.
He dunked it. That's
Yeah,
literally all I remember from basketball with Stacey. But again, I remember it as a kid. I might have been, I don't know, 7, 8 or some shit. I don't remember back that far. But Sydney's greatness, I witnessed that. Like I went to all the games. Like you can literally find Georgetown clips with Sydney scoring the points, and you look in the back, you can see me. So I've witnessed that more. And as far as me, I feel like my peak basketball hit a little later, maybe 21, 22. That's kind of when I really got in the game. Marin, he's like a steady jumper. I don't think basketball wasn't as much of an interest as compared to us.
He was the dress good and the smart crew.
Car gonna be clean.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
Katie, you getting a lot of attention on here, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
Somebody said I see black love. Okay.
Hey, yo, I will make sure he knows. When he come to SA, if you're in SA, I will make sure of that.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate it. Love. Welcome.
I guess you got another reason to come to SA now, huh?
No, I'm coming. That is it. All the he has to offer and all his splendor.
That's say that now until you get there.
Oh, all the splendor, huh?
Splendor, yeah. Good word to you.
All right, you back, Wayne? Is your signal better?
Yeah, I think we should be good to go right now.
All right.
Oh, incredible.
To the internet.
So yeah, man. Tell us. But you already said about the family aspect of it. Tell us a little bit about your experience on the continent.
Oh, it's just been nothing but love, really. Prior to going to Africa, I'd been to all the other continents, and everywhere I'd been to, I had a good time. Everything, met what I expected. So this when I went to Africa, it was the last of the continents, and you know, I didn't know what to expect. Um, I met a young lady who said she showed me around, and she did a great job of making me feel really at home really quickly. And by the time my week was over with and I left, I realized this was the one place that I'd been to out of all the continents, all the countries. This is the one place that exceeded my expectations. I mean, it's one thing to have your expectations met by places, but this one just consistently exceeds it all the time. And it made me want to go back to other countries. And so far I've been to a bunch of them, from East Africa, Uganda, Rwanda, Egypt, Seychelles, Mauritius, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Zambia,
Damn.
and a little bit of Botswana and Ghana and Lesotho and Swaziland. The last one I went to was Lesotho. We went skiing about a month ago. Skiing on the 4th of July. You can't beat that.
Right.
So I
So
love.
Wayne, so Wayne, question: how many languages do you speak?
Well, I'm still rusty when it comes to the traditional languages like Zulu and Setswana. I mean, I can do the click and talk like that, but I'm not even an expert at clicking. Just can make one click, but do a darn good job at it. So so just English really, and but I'm learning a little bit about lingo. I go up to people and say "how's it," which is "how's it," and at the end of conversation, I say "chop shop," which is like saying goodbye. And, so I'm still learning.
Okay.
Okay.
So when are you going back to SA?
Looking like at the last part of September, early October. Can't wait to get back there, man.
How many times do you go a year?
Lately it's been about 4 times. I have to get my mental health balance, have to get leveled up real good. And after about a couple of weeks here in DC and looking at the US politics and news, it's like I can't believe people don't realize how nutty some of this stuff is. And so, hop on the bird, fly, and just like somebody said on another YouTube, the air is crisp there. Yeah, it truly is different there now. That's one thing you notice off the bat. It's just like I don't know if I'd call it a virgin world or environment, but it's just not the same kind of vibes that I feel here, and I love it.
Okay, that's what's up. Someone said, Wayne, welcome to the coastal nation. You can click. You can click.
Thank you. I mean, I like to go into the mall, go to that store in Macosa, and look at the stuff, and occasionally get something, and just try to at least master something that can get me past people when I'm in a crowd or when I'm in a group. As long as I don't have to say too many words, I can probably even get by and act and sound like a South African. But thanks.
So where's your lady from?
She lives in her tribe's based out of Botswana, but she lives in Johannesburg. They're from one of the neighboring provinces. So yeah.
Okay, nice. Katie, you got anything?
I'm good. Again,
you here for the ride. They still asking questions about you, man. Boy.
When are you gonna get that trip down there, Kirsten?
Soon. Definitely not this year. This year is already kind of crazy, but next year for sure. I want to slide out there. I try to go to a few different countries here, so that's on the list for next year.
Hey, check it out, man. It's just like booking a trip to LA, DC. It takes the same energies, man. I mean, it doesn't sound like it should take the same energies because it's so far away, but really, after you've gone there 5 times, you wonder, really, it's just a easy trip to plan up. No visa required, and no lot of pre-planning. It's like I said, like going to Atlanta. It's really just like that.
Hey Wayne, Kind asked, have you been to Kruger National Park yet?
Yeah, I went there on my first trip. I had all kinds of camera equipment. I had a great time then, and then I went back again in March of last year on that trip, and it was great to be back in that part. And I think it's in Mpumalanga.
Hey, big fella, I'm muting you because you got some background noise.
Khalil going crazy over there.
Wayne, they want to know, have you have you paid your Lobola yet?
Hey, if y'all haven't seen the episode where Stacy paid his Lobola, you know what I'm saying? Like, check out the Father's Day guy.
I think we need to add some context because the two brothers don't know what Lobola is. So
Oh yeah, okay. Well, Lobola is basically like what's the word?
That sound like something you can't get rid of.
It is, right? It's a wife. Like Lobola is like what is the word that y'all would know? It's like you basically have to gift the family of the bride like cattle, money, stuff like that before you get married.
You got to pay to play.
You got to extort.
It's a gift.
Katie said you got to extort.
Yeah, I remember
dowry. Yeah, dowry is the word I was thinking of. Thank you.
Hey, so question for Stacy or Wayne: like, have y'all ever experienced a African wedding, like where they throw the money and all that kind of stuff?
I've been in them. I've seen even the Lobola negotiations before, and I've also been in weddings, in my friend's wedding, and it's an elaborate process that at first seems strange if you're born and raised in the United States, because we only know one way to get married, and I only knew one way to get married. And when I first heard Lobola, you could imagine my reaction. I was like, oh, that's crazy stuff.
You need
right?
that.
Now, fast forward these years, and fast forward what I've seen on both sides of the pond. It makes plenty sense to me. I mean, it's just one that at first you think, Lobola, what are you going there? What are you paying for? You're giving I think would be the parents as a gift for something to show your appreciation in raising a lady who's of the great woman that you're about to marry, and it sounds strange if you've never heard it before and you come from the United States, where the guy typically goes out and get the bride's family to pay for the for the wedding. But everywhere in the world, outside the shores of the United States, everyone basically gets married the same way with either a dowry, Lobola. I remember when I was in Houston for my brother's my nephew's wedding, and he heard, and the taxi driver heard that the bride's family was paying for the elaborate function at the hotels, and he was surprised. He was like, because it's something that his sons would have to pay because his sons are getting ready to get married. He's like wishing it would be like that for him, that the bride's family would pay. But no, everywhere in the world, it's like, except the United States, it's the same kind of tradition where the groom brings something for the parents as a token, and they take that money, and some of them use it to help fund the wedding, or in part or in full or whatever. But that's how it works in most of the world.
Didn't we do the same thing as well? As far as they simply have, hey, I want you to marry my daughter marries your son. So it's a similar aspect, but I think we did it a bit more based off of business. Like, as far as like, okay, if your family's strong, my family's strong, let's bring it together. But go further back, like some families would have incest just to keep everything in the family regarding marriage. It was just, I think for us, it's more of the basis of it. I know love and.
Well, I think that it's also, but it's more deeper over there. Like when you are getting ready to, I don't know if you ever seen that. There was a video, a movie called, oh wow, it came out in Christmas time, about a family who was getting ready to get married. It's always interesting. I think it's kind of like the bride's family and the groom family have to basically spend a lot of time, not only the couple, but you're marrying families. And I think it may even extend to ancestors too, but I don't want to be reading too deeply into a culture, but it's much, much deeper marriages than it is here, where it's just more of a business relationship, or business transaction. So it seems,
What's the money ratio from United States to Africa?
It's well, the rand right now is like close to 16 rands per dollar. But to normalize it out so more people understand what it really means is this: if you go to if you go out to a restaurant or a grocery store, grocery that might cost you $100 in the States. By the time you bought that same amount of groceries in a store in South Africa, you might have spent about $75, maybe $70 or $65. Now, if you go to the gas station in South Africa, you might need about you normally use about $50 to fill your tank up. And then I know that's been a long time since that, but if you normally took 50 to fill your tank up, you would need about 85 to probably fill it up there. So it's real high to buy gas in South Africa, but everything else is a lot cheaper. Housing, apartments, food and restaurants and grocery stores, it's all, like take about 33% off. So you can get a lot for your dollar once you're on the ground there. In fact, you'll probably spend less money on the ground there than you would in most cities in the United States if you spend a week there. The most expensive part of the trip would just be the plane ticket. But if you average out the cost of a week in Johannesburg versus a week taking a flight to New York, you'll probably be breaking even, if not slightly cheaper, spending a week in taking a trip to Johannesburg for a week if you did it in October or March of any year.
How long is that flight again?
Nonstop from Newark or Atlanta, it's going to be about 15 hours.
Yeah. And Katie, Sydney, you right there. You answered, Katie, right there.
Yeah. Question.
But I want to elaborate on something. Go ahead, Katie.
I know you guys, again, moving to South Africa, and we have different morals or principles than they have. Any principles that they currently have, do you guys plan on adopting? Wayne, I'm pretty sure you may have adopted some, you guys, when you move. I know I'm not trigger one, but there's certain principles that they have or ways that they handle life. So any of those.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you move to another country, like you should be respectful of their culture and their expectations, like how you greet people, how we interact with each other in public and stuff like that. It's just certain, societal expectations, and I feel like it's important to respect that when you're in someone else's country. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying like we're gonna like adopt like their religion and stuff like that, but I think just being respectful of other people's cultures and how they interact with each other and stuff like that is just common courtesy.
And also to piggyback on that, I think us Americans are privileged, and some of us are privileged and arrogant. I think we need to leave that shit right here and humble ourselves, because we are going to somebody else's home. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So just leave all our ignorant ways here, because we all got some ignorant ways. Yep. Leave that here, go there, fresh start, and vibe with the people, the culture. Try to learn some of the language, because they all, don't get me wrong, everybody knows English, but I'm pretty sure they would prefer to speak their language. So if we can learn some of the language, which we had a podcast about that, and I think it'll be a smooth transition. Yeah, the guys over there are really, really helpful. So yeah, that's about it.
Now me, when I in my first 24 hours in South Africa, whenever I land there, it takes a bit. Sometimes the adjustment period is instant. Sometimes it might take a day. And to get rid of some habits that we do in the U.S. that really wouldn't be, translate very well over there. But by the time I spent my week or 2 weeks in South Africa and get back to the States, almost everything I do over there, I bring back here. And it goes over really well, in terms of how to greet people in the street or just interact with people in general. They like that. I mean, they would consider this as being extremely courteous, but over there, what I'm doing is just everyday behaviors. So, you get there, you watch how people do things, and just go with the flow. Everybody's calm, nobody's yelling across the street and cursing out loud or doing any of the things that we sometimes consider to be normal behaviors here. But to be frank with you, a lot of things that we do in the United States that we consider, just I guess normal behavior for, is just not how it's done in Africa. You don't find a lot of people walking in the stores, making a lot of noise, or yelling across the street, like I said, or fighting. I've never even seen anybody in a fist fight in South Africa after all the years I've been there. I know they have them. I've heard of rumors of fights, but I've never seen anybody fighting, even in the most packed of nightclubs. You know, so just go with how people are behaving there.
That's what's up. Sydney, your boy right there, my nephew right there.
Man, he in the house doing something.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, let me see him right quick while he's on. But anyway, go ahead.
Probably messing something up in there.
Ooh, American arrogance is toxic, ain't it?
Who?
American
arrogance
is toxic.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean,
but it's also required to be here, though.
I have to take my hat off to my lady. She put up with when I first came there. I was the classic American traveler to Africa. My first time on the continent, and I only really had one intention of going there, and that was just for a passport stamp that said I'd been to one country in Africa. That way, I can say I've been to Africa. That's just how out of the wood. This was years ago too, before a lot of people were going there. So I really had very little information about what's really in South Africa or in Africa in general. It was just, in my view, I was just really going out there, but I wanted to get my 1 week in, one and done. Is how I viewed it. Just get that passport stamp in, hang around, blend in, go back out, and that's it. By the time that week was done, I forgot I was even in South Africa or Africa. I just felt like I gelled in like this without even knowing it. And that's the kind of travel a person will get when they, do the trips like me, like the one I had, or like the one Stacy had, where you don't have it wasn't one of those stiffly arranged tour guide thing. I was on my own by myself. In fact, I would almost advocate that anybody who goes to anywhere in Africa for the first time, they go by themselves, because you really are able to truly take in depth everything around you and not have anybody else giving you any opinion about how we do things back in the United States. You're really plugged in deep. And that helped me on my travels there. The first time by myself, no tour guide, nor I knew what I wanted to have accomplished in my week. See what's in Soweto, go to Mandela House, go to a couple of museums, and go to Kruger, and be done. Boom, I'm out of here. Back to Spain again.
So pretty much you felt comfortable in a new environment versus like being aware of your surroundings, pretty much.
Extremely. On the first day that I went out, she took me to Soweto, to a place called Chef Puzzle, and I dropped my phone somehow, and I forgot it was dropped. And when I realized it was dropped, I was like, oh man, I was already here and I lost my phone. That phone worked its way back to me within 5 minutes. Some girl found it and brought it back to me, an iPhone, the new one too. And I was like, I knew how that situation would have planned out if that was in DC. I mean, I'm not saying everybody is bad or good in any of these cities, but I'm just saying that, from that moment on and from everything else, just kind of like became after. I remember the first day waking up on my first day. I walked out. I was staying in Rosebank area, and I walked out in the room and I saw Ferrari, and I was like, "What? Hey, wait a minute! What the? It's like somebody waking up into a world that they never knew because you never was shown it before." And so things just started building upon itself to the point that by the time, I just felt I forgot it just all just became one to me. I didn't realize until maybe 4 or 5 days later when we were leaving Kruger and I saw baboon try to break into somebody's car at the rest area. Like, wait a minute. Wait. You're not in. That's just how easy it is. For a person to become adjusted to South Africa. I mean, it's probably the easiest place. If you like living in Atlanta or living in the South, like we are, if you're from Georgetown, you'd probably fit the easiest place to probably travel to city-wise outside the United States would be Johannesburg, because it will just, you think at one thing, well, no, can they speak English here? I've heard these comments before about people, in South Africa. Some people think you need to speak your English slow so they'll understand. They can speak English properly, better, fast, slow, whatever. Yes. And it's not.
Stacey's talking.
Yep.
Oh my God.
As well as Zulu, as well as the typical South African can speak English, Zulu,
Yeah.
And some can speak Afrikaans, which is a language that European settlers created based off of Dutch and others. And then they can also speak their own traditional language. The country itself has 11 official languages. And
Hey Wayne, hold
yeah.
on.
Mhm.
So we have a question. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we do have like quite a few people like popping up in the chat with questions and stuff. So Sandra's asking, would we suggest that a single female over 50 go alone or use a tour company? What you think? What you think, Stace?
50, I go with a company. Either go with a company or just definitely not alone. Take your boyfriend, your husband, your sister, your best friend. Yeah.
I would say, yeah, go like how you would normally go to another place in the United States, that you've never been to before. Which would normally be with somebody who you, if you have a significant other, go with them. Or if you, but if you don't have any connections there, you'd have to basically, well, look out to your friends at changing the narrative, or myself, and we could definitely make things quite similar to my experience. But if you don't have any kind of connections like that, you'd want to arrange with a tour, a tour agency. But to be frank with you, I know me knowing how I travel and how I do things, I've never used a tour agency before to go anywhere, and I refuse to because I want to really do the research to know what's there, and I've also made a lot of friends through a service called couch surfing, which is some people might not be adventurous enough to do it or might think it's risky, where it's an online site where people have memberships, and these are people who live in certain cities across the world, and they love giving tourists a tour trip through their city, and they all have their ratings. And sometimes you can reach out to a person like in that group, and they can meet you at the hotel and give you a tour trip around and where they live at. And these are things you can do if you can't find a tour guide or if you can't find a friend to go with you. So
I also believe, you said everywhere you went that you went by yourself. It's a little bit different than you and then a single female. You know what I mean? You're a black man. There's not too many people going to mess with you. A black female that's 50, 40, 50, that might be a little bit different. No matter where you go at. So yeah, I definitely suggest a tour.
I think, like, we hear all these stories about when people go out the country and stuff, people getting kidnapped and so on, so on. So I feel like nobody shouldn't. I mean, to each his own. Nobody shouldn't like travel out the world, out the country by themselves. Should have somebody with them, but everybody different, you know.
Yeah, well, to me, it's like this. You would take the same kind. I would, if you think you need somebody to take you around London and you've never been there before, you would want to exercise the same level of diligence you do in any city in the world with Johannesburg. If you can travel to London though by yourself, you can travel to Johannesburg and get around by yourself.
I mean, I think I probably have like a different take on this, probably because I'm the only lady in the room right now. But I feel like it's dangerous for women everywhere, all the time.
Yeah,
And I think the only added concern about traveling, not just out of the country, but just out of the area that you understand and know well, like just me going outside of like Jersey Village, Houston, Katy, like I know where the safe places are in Houston, Katy. I know where I'm supposed to be at, where I'm not supposed to be at, what time I should or should not be there. If you just go to LA and you're going by yourself, you don't have that same understanding of like, oh, I want to go to this bar or this club. You don't have an understanding of whether or not that's a safe place for you to be at 10 o'clock at night, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning by yourself.
yeah.
So I would just say that if it's a place that you don't know, like you should probably have somebody with you at minimum. You know, somebody knows where you are at all times, if you know, at minimum. But I mean, I would say going to another country where the understanding of what's safe and what's not is even more apparent. You know, I would say, you know, use a tour company or something like that, but just know that you're paying a premium for that service. You know what I'm saying? Your flight is going to be what the flight is. But then, depending on the type of tour company, you know, if you're staying in premium hotels and you're eating at the 5-star restaurants for every meal, you've got transportation, you've got a fully scheduled day almost every single day. Those things all cost a lot of money if you're, going through a travel agent. So just know that your trip is going to be a lot more expensive otherwise if you hadn't gone with the tour company. Another option is just seeing if you can get somebody to go along with you. And there are like tour guides that you can hire for, a day or two or whatever. And that'll cut your costs down
A lot.
a lot.
See, me being me, I'll probably go somewhere with a tour guide. I probably won't take you.
See,
And see, I'm glad you mentioned that. And see, that's one of the issues right there with tour guides. They're not going to take you to those places that you probably really want to go to for insurance reasons.
Because, like for example, you familiar with the rapper Casanova?
Of course.
He did a video in Africa with the hyenas and all kinds of stuff, whatever.
I saw it.
I would love to go there. I would love to go there.
When I went on my first trip South Africa and I went to Kruger, me and my lady, we hit it off real well. So she decided, we'd ride to Kruger together. Now I was thinking, it was funny. I was thinking I was going to go to Kruger on a little bus from the hotel in Johannesburg, and I was going to go on one of the little adventurous safari, a walking one with guns and all that stuff, but not hunting, but just real edgy, dangerous stuff. Maybe Kate Stace, maybe a cousin's crave. I wanted to really have some adventure on my trip. I have a camera equipment too. I really wanted to really be at one with nature. But she decided to come along. And I said, that's nice. But that meant no dangerous camping for me. That's not going to be happening. So we did the normal thing, stayed in the hotels and all that stuff. But we went and we went into Kruger on a tour with one of those little safari jeeps. And we happened to have our own because we got there a little late and we had to get our own. And on the way back from the safari, because she could speak the local language, she got the driver to deviate from the planned path to stop at the shopping plaza so we can get some things. And I thought to myself, this is why I love not being with a tour guide, because you can really, really just really see what's really going on. So we got out, I'm looking around, taking pictures of stuff and realizing that the other tourists, they safari camper driver had to go straight back to the hotel.
Right.
We had slight deviation. And those little moments is when you can really come closer to and in touch with the places you're at, because you're able to really feel and breathe and walk and see the stuff that locals see on their everyday occasion. Looks like it was when you went to out to that restaurant with our friend Alita in the neighborhood Velocirus, begins with a V. You're able to break bread with locals and see stuff that tour guides aren't going to let you do.
Right. But what I can say about this as far as the women aspect of it, there's a lot of single women, Black women with kids that gets around. I'm not going to say with no issues, but they get around. They have fun, go on vacation. And I know this personally. I know quite a few of them that travel the whole continent alone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They do their research. They make sure their Wi-Fi is good. They make sure their money, everything is good. And they travel the continent. And every time I see them post pictures, they living their life.
Yeah.
On the continent. There's one lady right now named Ashley in Africa. She's there living her life. I don't know if she's in Tanzania right now or Joburg, but she's living her life. And that's what they do. A lot of single women.
I think the rule of thumb is if you're traveling anywhere, go to the tourist spots. First time going, just go to the tourist spots. You got to understand that's how they make their money. So those are going to be the safe spots. You're going to also understand right around the corner from the good is the bad. They don't have. Stay right there. Anytime I outside of the States, I always tell everyone from New York. So if you kidnap me, I'm going to make the news.
because I remember we went,
he's still talking.
I remember we went to Aruba and me and Neek went, and I think some years back somebody got kidnapped, some girl from the United States or whatnot. So Neek was like, "Yo, I don't want to be one of them get kidnapped. So we gotta stay like I guess in the good area or whatnot." But like I said, I just feel like sometimes with female, like I said, teachers on some females cool with traveling by themselves, some females not. I mean, but at least if you're going by yourself, let have check in with somebody every day, every hour, every other hour, let them know you okay or whatnot. That's all I can say about females traveling.
I think that this traveling by yourself thing fear is uniquely American personally, just by looking at things I see online. When people want to travel somewhere, they need to go in groups of 10 and 15, 20 sometimes. They need to have, and I think it's because a lot of what we see in the news reported from faraway places comes only get the bad news.
Yeah.
That's all you hear streaming out of Africa for some reason. Sometimes I trip and say, that's all you're going to hear coming out of is streaming nothing but the bad news. The good news you ain't going to be hearing, but streaming. Right. So we all think every place is going to just be someplace. I think they also want us to think that way, so we won't travel anywhere outside the continent, just stay here and keep the money inside the country. But that, it's really not quite as, you really at the end have to realize you only have one life to live, and you can't really, if all your friends say we'll go and then they don't show up, what are you going to do at the end of the day? I saw a post yesterday about a lady was on travel somewhere else, and another lady said, well, I want to go there, and when are you going back again? And the person said, oh, I may be going back next year or the year after next. And that person said, okay, let me know when you go back, or if you don't, I'll go back the year after that. And I'm thinking to myself, just go there.
Just go. Just go
there. Let's go. But I said, no, just chill out,
Yeah. But KD, you ain't got to worry about that, because you look like a rapper. So, so you might even have Donald Trump try to get you out of jail. You look like a rapper, man.
Greatly appreciate it. Again, it's the same thing every time I travel. Super low, and like I said, I'm from New York. If I'm traveling with a female, she can be like, "Oh my God," I'm mean mugging the whole time. Like, as Sydney knows, I have one thing anytime I travel. Anytime I leave my home,
yeah,
work on Monday. That's
you got to get back home.
I want to get to work on Monday. So you gotta understand, whatever you do or whatever anyone else does, I have nothing to do with that. I understand I'm getting back to work. So you can come with or not, but I'm getting to work on Monday.
Yeah, I think just recently I've been on that kind of mindset too. I think now I got more to lose now versus back in the days.
Oh yeah, you was a wild boy back in the days. He was a wild boy.
I'm gonna shoot that under the rug. Then you gotta clean your glasses off of that, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. We're coming up on an hour, and this has been really fun. I think we covered some really awesome topics. So thank you guys so much. I do have 2 burning questions real quick.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna let y'all go.
This should be fun.
Number 1, what have you done in the past that your parents still don't know about to this day? Like one bad thing you did. Look, Sydney, just one.
Yeah, we don't need the whole book.
Something juicy.
I'm gonna go first because Sydney's is gonna be a lot worse than mine. So let me get the soft one out. What I used to do was, like, when I didn't have a car in high school, I would be like, "All right, Ma, I'll take you there." So at that point in time, I control you coming back, popping back up on me. So I'll drop you off and I'll pick you up and I'll do whatever I need to do in between. And I have Sydney network it to be like, "Hey, yo, text her to make sure no one dropping her off." Like, I've literally had a girl at the crib and Sydney was like, "Yo, Ma on the way." I'm like, "Damn, I ain't really kicking into gear yet." What it was, and I had to take Shorty back to the crib. Never had the opportunity again a day in my life. Nor do I want it, to be clear. But yeah, that'll be my life one. Again, if you wanted to take care of your parents, you hold the car, so you handle the before and the after, in the between, have a ball, have fun.
Okay, Sydney, what's up?
That was
all right. I'm gonna twist that question up a little bit. So I remember I think us growing up, we had a curfew, right?
Not you. You used to go through the window all the time.
Yeah. That's what I'm getting to. So So we had a curfew. So I'm basically like, say I'm down the road with my homeboys or whatnot, and like I had to be house at 9 o'clock or whatnot. But everybody probably just coming outside at 9 o'clock. So I would come home, act like I'm going to sleep, go in the room, whatever. My mom fall asleep, and I'd be done climb out the window, right? So yeah, so like time went by, and my mama find out. So I'm like, who told my mama that I would come out the window? So I'm thinking it's my neighbor Matthew or Mr. Ford across the street, whatever. And yo, notice now, I am 38 years old. I'll be 38 next month. I just recently found out, like, not recently, but in the past couple of years, who told on me?
KD.
You.
Thank you.
You snitch.
Nah, that's not true. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But
Why are you laughing? Like,
I don't know what
she's
she's talking. No, I don't know what he's talking about.
It was him.
No, I was. Listen, how about this? I can tell you how it was with me for sure. I wasn't even there. Think about that. I left at 16.
You might have got.
I'm 15 years older than you. So how could it be me? And I wasn't even there.
All right. Well, I must got some false information.
Who told you that?
Huh?
Who told you that? Who told you it was Stacy?
I don't worry about it.
I know who it was.
Who?
I know it was. It was his mama. But no, it can't be me because I wasn't even there.
But we did something coming up, and I kind of like this, like I guess as you get older, like, hey, she can't do nothing now. But I remember my mama went to New York or something like that for a weekend or whatever, and in Greentown where we grew up at, the spot was normally be at Smurf and Kevin house, Miss Alice's house or whatnot. We always hang out there. So sometimes Miss Alice getting her little moods, whatever. Listen, I ain't with nobody at the house today. So I'm like, I bet. So we supposed to have a cookout. Some girls supposed to came through, whatever. So I said, bet my mom out of town for the weekend. Hey, come through. So it turned out to be more than just girls. It turned out to be some exotic type girls. So yeah, that's nice. And like some older heads like Stacy age came through or whatnot, and yeah,
you had to kick back at the house.
But my thing is this: though, why do you had to introduce that some older heads like Stacy? Why you had to put that part in there though?
Yeah. I mean, you knocking on 50 in it.
Definitely.
I
mean, I'm knocking on 40, so
I hear you some definitely.
Yeah, 7 years older than me.
Okay. All right. What's the second question?
You ain't answered.
I didn't know I was supposed to answer.
You supposed to answer.
What's the question again?
What you did?
I didn't know I was supposed to answer that.
What bad thing have you done that your parents still don't know about to this day?
You have to come back to that one. I don't know. I was never bad.
Is that true? Because he keep telling me he was never bad. Like
neither one of them would know.
Yeah.
Especially KD. KD definitely wouldn't know. I was at Wayne house. Every day, every weekend.
Wayne, was he bad?
He don't know. He was in the house reading books. He don't know.
That's why I didn't even ask Wayne that question, because I knew he wasn't gonna have nothing good.
The only thing, but my parents knew this though. The only thing I can say is this: I used to have to cut grass every day. My pops would have me outside after school from 4 to 6 cutting grass every day, and I'm sitting there. I'm telling them, Dad, the grass ain't grow. I just cut it yesterday. So what I would do is I would put water in the lawnmower. Every day. So he'd keep cursing the damn lawnmower. This goddamn lawnmower ain't working. I just took it to the shop. Every day he'd take it to the man. They'd fix it, bring it back. And he'll say, cut the grass, Stacy. Okay, I cut the grass. I'll put some more water in the lawnmower. It ain't starting up. So that was it. I ain't gonna tell you why he would have me cutting grass every day, But that's my story.
Cardio.
Hey.
All right.
Cardio.
What's the second question?
Go ahead. That's your question.
Oh, the next question is, I figured this would be a good question because y'all are all like apart in age, but like, who is your favorite superhero and why?
That's easy for me though.
I don't know.
Mine is Batman.
I think, man, like we grew up on some different stuff. Like we grew up on turtles and stuff, like Ninja Turtles back in the days. I remember like going to Charleston every weekend. Yeah, we used to go to Toys R Us. Toys R Us was a spot, man. We'll get the Ninja Turtle van. Like they had like a little suitcase type thing for the Ninja Turtles. Like it, yeah, that was that back in the days. Now we in the era now of the Marvel people, the Spider-Man, the Batman. It's different now.
I think
So,
the Marvel is a little more universal, man. Forever.
yeah.
That's gonna be a forever thing.
Yeah.
The Batmans, the Spider-Mans, the Hulks, and all of that. That's gonna be forever. Every generation, because they keep making the movies over and over again.
Cause like it's now to the point now. Like say Khalil, he got Spider-Man, Batman, he got Black Panther, he got everything. To the point now, you be like, hey Khalil, he be like, hey, start like Batman or something like that. Yeah.
I think my superhero would have to be Batman, because he wasn't a superhero. He wasn't like, he didn't have any special powers. He was just rich, and he went fight other ones, and he had a lot of money, got the car, at the crib. He was an orphan, but I mean, yeah, give or take, you know what I mean? Some things will be gone.
Yeah, he had a lot of toys.
Yeah, and he had Robin. He had his wingman. You know what I mean? So to me, he was the illest one growing up. I would definitely say Batman.
Yeah. How about you, Wayne?
I'm gonna lean toward Batman too. He's a more, I guess, realistic out of all of them, and his movies was probably the best out of all of them in the last couple of years, anyway. So yeah,
Batman.
yeah.
What's up, Khalil?
Say.
Hey.
How you doing?
Say what's up.
Oh, look. So you just like your daddy growing up. You talk without moving your lips. Okay.
Baby.
Say bye.
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 And also, Pops used to take us to go see Batman. He literally used to get a van, like
Well,
on, and literally take us to the beach and watch Batman. Like, that was a thing growing up. So I remember that as a kid as well.
I don't remember that.
Oh, again, you 17 years. But still there, yeah. I remember literally cousins and literally a white van and going to the beach. You probably remember like beach ball classic days and all that. I missed that time.
Oh, that was the show.
Beach ball class was the stuff back in the days, boy.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Okay.
All right.
I think that was a success.
Yeah. Thank y'all.
But I need to apologize for one thing.
Oh, yeah.
I need to apologize to everybody for one thing, and I try to correct this later. But just to let you two guys know, Shawan was supposed to be on here too. And I guess she got stuck in church. So I apologize. I'll get Shawan on another time. That's a promise. And that's that.
All right. All right. Well, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for supporting. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know every time we go live. We usually go live at 12 o'clock on Sundays. And then we post some short videos during the week. So thank you. And we'll see you guys next time.
All right, Big J.
All right.
Okay, good one. Good one.
Old school.
Later.